Good morning, patrons. How are you doing this morning? Welcome back to another episode of Real English with Real Teachers. It's another podcast. It's the second podcast of the month today, and the third podcast we have ever done. So very excited to be here today. And I don't know if you've seen our social media, or social media at all in the last week, because everyone is going crazy about this app where it's called Face App, I believe, and people go in the app, put a picture of themselves, and it shows them much older than they are right now. It shows them as an old fogey, we could say, an old fogey, which is an old person. But it sparked much hilarity in the population. So a lot of people are laughing at pictures of themselves as an old person. I've laughed at pictures of myself and of Charlie. And I posted a picture of myself last night. And we thought this would be a good topic to discuss today. Didn't we, Charlie?
We certainly did, yes. Hello, everybody. It was very amusing. Your post shocked me. I saw it just before I started a class, and I was certainly taken aback. It's very accurate, isn't it? In a way that you obviously can't predict, but it just looks very realistic.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I was amazed. I thought, what a lovely old man. I would love to chat to him on a bus. You know, it's the kind of old guy you would happily approach. But we've already had a couple of words that are quite good. Charlie's just said taken aback. I don't know about you, Charlie, but I hear a lot of people just saying taken back as well. So we don't have to say aback. I know that's what Cambridge Dictionary would tell us to say, taken aback. But I would say it's fine to just say taken back. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Takes somebody aback, to surprise or shock someone so much that they do not know how to behave for a short time. Yes, well done, Cambridge. Yeah, so you've taken some take back. It was I was taken back by that. I would say aback, but each to their own.
Each to their own, exactly. Yeah, maybe it's because you were raised down in Surrey. Maybe you're quite posh and well spoken. I reckon here in Bedford, no one would say aback. I reckon even people might even laugh at you for saying aback in Bedford. Aback? What do you mean aback? What's aback? Because you don't use that word. I can't think of any other context where you use the word aback. Can you?
No, I can't.
Move aback. No, people don't say it. Other words that have come up already. Hilarity. I said this app has sparked a lot of hilarity, or much hilarity. Hilarity is like laughter, funniness, and sparked, caused to happen. So it's caused lots of people to laugh, is what I meant by that. But Charlie, how are you doing? It's the end of your day. It's actually the weekend for you, and I'm just getting started with Friday. I'm a bit envious about that you've already got the weekend ahead of you. That's nice.
Yeah. I'm going to be heading off or shooting off to Bondi Beach in half an hour. No, sorry, an hour and a half. Bondi Beach for some comedy, and it's not me on the stage. Can you believe?
Good. That's good. Yeah, you would be, if it was you up on the stage, you'd probably be a bundle of nerves right now.
Yes, I would be.
Give your first comedy gig in Australia. That would be quite a tough gig, wouldn't it?
It would be, yes. So Harry said a bundle of nerves. Yeah, very nervous. That essentially means very nervous. Can you say a bundle of joy? What's a bundle of joy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're describing someone that's just lovely to have around, to have in your company, you can say, "Oh, she is a bundle of joy." Stacey is a bundle of joy. But yeah, you could use it with lots of things. A bundle of nerves, bundle of joy. Actually, I can't think of any other Any other
I was just going
nouns
to
that
say,
we?
I can't really think of anything else. But yeah, you can describe maybe a little child as a bundle of joy. Bundle of sunshine? No, joy. Just joy.
No, ray. You can say a ray of sunshine, couldn't you?
A ray of sunshine. Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah, a ray of sunshine.
Here we go. I just put bundle in. Bundle of joy, laughs, nerves.
Bundle
That's
of
it.
laughs. Okay, bundle of laughs is good. So Harry and Charlie are a bundle of laughs. Bundle of laughs, you could say, if you think we're funny. A ray of sunshine. So child is a ray of sunshine. I don't you just love Melinda. She's a ray of sunshine.
Yeah. Kind of like a certain beam of positivity.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Okay, so and Will said shoot off. You said shoot off. That's pretty good. You're shooting off to Bondi Beach. You're going. So a very informal way to say you're going somewhere. So
Yeah.
you're going to Bondi.
Quickly though. Quickly. To go
Okay.
somewhere quickly, I'd say.
Okay, I see. Okay. Why are you going there quickly?
Well, the time is quite tight. The timings are quite tight with what we're expecting, because they start the comedy at 7:45 and we have to leave at 7:10, and this goes on till 7. So we've got to shoot off immediately.
I see. Okay. All right. So you are in a bit of a rush. So you're happy the weekend's here, but you are in a rush already.
I'm a bundle of nerves whether we'll make it on time or not.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the comedians will be a bundle of joy, so it'll be okay.
Yes. I hope I don't get there too late, meaning that we have to sit on the front row. That'd be rather terrifying, I think.
Ooh, that's true. That's very true. There'll be you could get picked on. You might get picked on. Does that scare you about going to comedy gigs and sitting on the front?
Sitting on the front row?
On the front row, yeah.
Yeah, I've not done it before. I think it would be a little bit uncomfortable, because I like to laugh at myself, but I don't like the idea of everybody laughing at me for the whole show if they find a joke that works for me.
Yeah, no, yeah. You like to laugh at yourself, but it's not okay if everybody else laughs at you.
Yeah, just a couple of people for a little bit. That's fine.
5 minutes, fine. Not a whole hour. Yeah.
Well, even 5 minutes is hard, because I've seen on comedy gigs where they've got the focus of that person in the audience and they always look uncomfortable. Like at the beginning, they're laughing, and then you've just got to accept it. And just, it's like when someone sings happy birthday to you, you don't really know how to behave. You don't really know how to orchestrate your body.
Yeah, it's awkward. You start thinking, oh, how are other people perceiving me now? What do I look like? Do they know I'm not finding this funny? Do they know I don't like the happy birthday song? I'm finding it just embarrassing. Do they know that?
Exactly. Yeah.
It is a hard one. But so the word to get picked on, if you get picked on, it means the comic, the comedian will choose you and then start maybe insulting you or making jokes about you. It can be in a positive way, like in a humorous way. It could also be in a nasty way, in a very mean, unpleasant way. Like in school, if you are bullied, you are picked on. It's like bullying, really. Oh no, stop picking on me because I'm different. Stop picking on me just because I wear glasses, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So without further ado, should we start the podcast?
Let's do it. Shall I introduce this one?
Yeah. Just before you do, patrons, please feel free to get commenting in the chat. We haven't seen any there yet, but we'd love to recap the podcast at the end of it, giving you all the attention that you deserve. So yeah, get your comments in and start using the phrases that we're teaching you because we want you to get active. But yeah, go for it. Go for it, Harry. Knock your socks off. Go
Absolutely.
crazy.
Fantastic. Okay. Hello and welcome to the third Real English with Real Teachers podcast. With me, Harry Giles from sunny, cloudy-ish Bedford in the UK, and
Charlie Baxter. Hello. Lovely to be here. And we're going to be talking about aging, aren't we, Harry? Because the app called FaceApp has taken the world by storm. It has gone very popular, viral. And people have been uploading pictures of themselves onto this controversial topic of a Russian database. Did you know that it was a Russian database?
this Face app is a Russian database. How really?
Yeah. So Americans are very sensitive about this, and some people are saying that it's really, really bad because the Russians are collecting all of this data and hopefully wanting to do something with it. But I imagine it's just the Americans fantasizing over how evil the Russians are compared to the Americans. But it could be a way of collecting data. We don't know.
So every picture of us that we take on this app goes to the Russians, does it?
Yes. If we want to just generalize one company to a nation, yes, they are a Russian company, I think.
Okay. Yeah, when we say the Russians, everyone thinks it's like some political organization conspiring against us. But yeah, I guess what they could do with it, if they know what we're going to look like in 40 years, they will know if we are, they'll know who we are when we're in their country, when we're that age. that's not useful at all, really, is it? I don't know why.
No. So yeah, if you've not heard of this FaceApp, it takes a picture of you or you send a picture and then it will age you dramatically. And we've put some posts of us on Instagram. I think Harry's put it on. I'll make sure that mine is on. But yeah, Harry's is rather hilarious. You were saying that you think it's quite accurate.
I do, yeah. I did it with a couple of friends last night in the pub, having a couple of beers. And I thought, wow, it does look like me. It looks like a matured version of me, but not in an obvious way. It didn't just look like a crappy app had made me look a bit older. It really looked like a different version of myself. And I thought I was happy with what I saw. I thought I looked like a really nice old man who is approachable. By approachable, I mean someone you would happily go up to. You would happily approach if you needed help, maybe. It's someone who's easy to talk to. And I thought I'd be very happy if I ended up being this sweet old man. I didn't look attractive, but I don't know if many people do when they're like mid-70s, 80s. I thought I just looked like a nice old man.
You do look like a nice old man. I'll give you that. The glasses actually suit you. And yeah, as I said, they're on our Instagram account. So if you want to check out Real English with Real Teachers, that's our Instagram name. Yeah, you'll see a lovely silver fox. Would you call yourself a silver fox in this picture?
No, because a silver fox has to be kind of handsome in some or good looking. And I don't think I look great. I don't look bad. I just look sweet. I don't look handsome. I don't look dashing. Dashing means very handsome.
Yes, dashing. Yeah. But I can imagine looking at this picture that this man in his heyday was attractive.
In his heyday. Well, thank you, Charles. I guess because you know that I'm in my heyday now, and obviously you think I'm very attractive.
No. I'm assuming that you'll get to your heyday. You're not in your heyday yet, sir.
Okay. Heyday, guys, it's a really good expression. That means you are at your peak. You are at your best in life. I don't know if I'm in my heyday now. I don't know. Check out our Instagram, some of those sexy photos I've put up of myself. Tell me if you think I'm in my heyday. Sometimes I feel like I am. And then I look at my hair and I realize it's getting thinner and thinner. Also, I have, what do we call them? Crow's feet.
Yeah, crow's feet. Okay, so you're already starting to notice that you have crow's feet.
I am. Yeah, I definitely have crow's feet. And that's always the best way to tell. Like if I have to guess somebody's age, I look at their eyes and I try to see if they have crow's feet.
Okay, so they are eye wrinkles, and they look like if you imagine the bird that, well, all birds I think have three little toes, or what we call talons, and it looks like that coming out of the eye from the outside of the corner.
Very cool. I didn't know we called them talons. You've got really good animal vocabulary, haven't you? As you grew up on what was essentially a farm.
Yeah, it's what I cherish most about my English ability, the farm vocabulary.
Yeah, it's really good having you there. Whenever the conversation goes towards animals, the animal kingdom, I just know that you're going to have the right vocab, the adequate vocab for that situation. It's really useful. Thank you, Charlie.
You're very welcome. Yeah. So going back to you aging, or us aging, do you feel like you'll be happy as an old man?
I think so. Yeah, as long as I have plenty of hobbies that I'm still, that I'm taking up my time, or as long as I have hobbies to take up my time, I think I'll be happy. My dad, he's retired now, and I've never seen him so happy. He seems really, really chilled. He does lots of like little art projects. He's playing more music than ever. In fact, Charlie, me and my dad, we've been playing a lot of music together. I've been learning the bongos, and we've just and
the bongos are hand drums. Hand drums.
Hand drums, right. Exactly. Yeah, I knew you would find that funny, and we just got our first gig. We just got
no way, really?
I swear to God.
What kind of gig?
We're playing at some kind of like festive day. I can't remember, but it was a friend of a friend is organizing this party, and he needs a couple of different bands, and he asked my dad if he knew a band. My dad said, no, I don't. My dad used to play in bands. My dad's a violinist, but he plays lots of instruments. And then he thought to himself, why don't we play? So we're going to have a bash. We're going to have a bash.
That is really funny. You're just going to be the bongo player, or are you going to be the vocalist?
No, I'll be singing. See if you recognize this one. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría, cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena.
Macarena. Yeah.
We're doing
very good
tunes. And funny, basically a lot of them are crap Latin tunes that made it to the UK charts.
Right.
People can dance to them.
What about I want to come to this gig. After hearing that, Harry, you've charmed me. You really have. Yeah.
Chaz, you can come.
It's quite a flight, but I'd like to hear it.
I'll just send you a little video then if you don't want to fork out for flights.
I think that would be better. Yeah, fork out for something, to pay a lot for something. You don't want to pay that amount for something. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I forked out. I had to fork out on those flights yesterday. Oh, I had to really fork out. But back to the topic of getting old. Charlie, you also did a picture, which you guys will be able to see on our Instagram. What did you think of yourself? So I was quite happy with my appearance as an old man. I wasn't sexy or dashing, but I was approachable and I looked like a nice guy. What did you think of your picture?
Well, Stacey did two pictures of both of us. Actually, it was a couple photo, both of us aging. I was quite shocked by Stacey's aging. She did not age well. And usually they say the rule of thumb is to look at the not the mother-in-law, well, your mother-in-law potentially, to see how the partner is going to turn out. So if their mother is attractive, then there is hope for you with your wife.
Okay, right. So you weren't happy about how she aged in the photo, but as a rule of thumb, so a rule of thumb is a general rule. When you looked at Stacey's mother, then, what do you think? Do you think she actually has a better future in terms of aging than the picture gives off?
Yeah, I think so, because I think her mother is attractive. Her name is Sue. But oh no, the relevance is Stacey. Stacey's mum. There's the song. Stacey's mum has got it going on.
Stacey's mum has got it going on. I should put that in the track list for the for my gig.
Well, that's North American, isn't it? Not South American.
Yeah, very true, Charlie. Yeah, it wouldn't make it into our list. To have it going on, though, what does that mean? If Stacey's mum has got it going on?
Yeah, that's very colloquial, isn't it? To have it, has got it going on. She has it going on. She's got it going on. Can you say she has it going on or got it going on?
Yeah, you could say either. She's got it going on or she has it going on.
Okay, I'll write that in a second. So it means that they are attractive. They've got something positive about them, and you're often using that phrase to talk about their looks.
That's it, exactly. Really good. And you could say she's got something, couldn't you? You could just say, oh, she's really got a special something.
Like there's something about her. Because there's a famous film, there's something about Mary, and Mary was a very attractive woman, and all these guys were doing crazy things to try and get her attention. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. I really like that film. It's a really nice film.
It's a great film, yeah. So there's something about her. Yeah, that's a positive statement suggesting that you really like that girl. And you can talk about guys like this.
Yeah. So you're a bit disappointed about how Stacey looked in it. What about yourself? Or did you have to try and hide your reaction to what Stacey looked like as a way of not offending her? Did you say, you look all right. You look all right, love. Yeah, you look nice. Yeah.
No, we were quite transparent about it. I think she brought it to our attention that she didn't look great.
Okay.
So she was a good sport at letting me, say that I've done well in life, and she's not aged too well.
Okay, yeah, a good sport. Somebody who is able to take a joke. Yeah, they don't mind if you are laughing at them, and yeah, mocking. Oh no,
mimicking them.
Mimicking, yeah, or mocking them. Yeah. Well, there you go. Do you think so? A word that we would like to teach today is sagging. Do you think who out of you and Stacey, whose face was sagging more?
Mine was more wrinkled, but put together, I'd say, or it wasn't losing its elasticity, it seemed.
Okay. Yeah, you have quite elastic skin, don't you, actually? Didn't you used to at university, you used to stretch your cheeks out really wide or your mouth? I can't remember.
Something. I do have relatively loose skin. For the patrons, for the patrons upon you. God, we can't speak. For the patrons listening or watching, they'll be able to see me stretch my skin. So if you do want to join Patreon, there you go. You get the reward.
One of the many benefits to being a patron. There you go. So sagging, to sag. Sorry, Shai, show us your sagging skin.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So there you go. It's less saggy than it used to, or elastic than it used to be, actually.
Oh my God, that is horrific. Okay, so sag, it means to kind of drop. So that happens when you get old. Everything just starts to drop.
What kind of things sag, Harry?
Okay, your chin sags for sure.
What?
What? No, the skin under your chin.
The skin under the chin. Yes.
Yeah, that sags.
Yeah.
And okay, well, you want me to say it? Your testicles sag.
No, I was meaning the more PG boobies.
Oh, boobies. Yeah, okay. Yeah, your boobs sag as well. Yeah, and we've got a nice adjective here, saggy. Saggy. So you can say, oh no, I don't want to get old because I will have saggy breasts.
Yes, the reason the bra was invented, I do believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but feminists amongst us may say, no, let them sag, enjoy them how they are, don't wear a bra. Maybe it's uncomfortable. I bet it's very uncomfortable to wear a bra.
Yeah, I think it is slightly uncomfortable. It certainly is for me. So if you were a woman and you had aged and you had sagging breasts, or your breasts were saggy, do you think you would worry about them being saggy if you were on your deathbed?
Wow, that's a very good question there, Charlie. I've never thought this before, but surprisingly. But if I was on my deathbed and I had big saggy breasts, or little ones, saggy or otherwise, I think I would. It's the last of my worries, really, or the least. It's the least of my worries. We'll edit that out. It's the least of my worries having saggy breasts. If you're on your deathbed, I mean, quite frankly, you have bigger fish to fry.
Bigger problems. Yeah. Bigger problems. I agree.
Would you be worried about your, let's say you're on your deathbed, would you be worrying about your sagging balls?
I knew you were going to say that. No, I don't think I would be too much, unless I had opted in for donating all of my organs. I would then think about the future user of my testicles, and I would think, oh no, poor so-and-so, they will have saggy testicles.
I don't think they reuse testicles. It's not a heart. I don't think they can reuse testicles because
yeah, but we're talking, well, hopefully, if we're talking hypothetically about sagging, I will have aged, and we're talking what, 40 years from now? You don't know what the world's going to be like then, Harry. Could be a crazy world that we live in. It could very well be testicle transplants, left, right, and center.
Is that the Australian that is impacting your pronunciation of transplant? Transplant. No, they would still say transplant, wouldn't they, in Australia? Transplant.
You're gonna have a transplant? Yeah, I think they would say tron. Yeah, so it's American. That 1 year, or no, yeah, that 1 year that I had in America, it's ruined me for life.
Oh my God, transplant. Did you talk about testicle transplants back in America then with your students?
That was probably it. Yeah, that was probably it. Yeah, that was the topic of the year.
Oh, dearie me. Okay, so good question though. So that's saggy. We talked about sagging. I've got a question for you, Charlie. Before you get to the age in that photo, how old do you reckon you are in that photo? About 70, 75, 70?
I'm going to go 70, yeah.
You look like a young old man, don't you? You still look like you're still with it. You know, you haven't lost your marbles yet.
Really good phrases to still to be with it, to be with it. Yeah, to not have lost your mind, to still be sane.
There you go. And lose your marbles as well is quite good. So if you've lost your marbles, yeah, it means you're kind of maybe you have dementia and you're a bit confused by everything. You're not capable of living life on your own without support of other people. Heaven forbid, we don't want that to happen to Charlie. So Charlie, before you reach that age, do you think you will have had a midlife crisis?
Oh, yeah, I suppose I will have gone through that age. I reckon it's normally around 40 to 50. I think 50 is the usual age for a midlife crisis. Would you say?
Yeah, I'd say anywhere between 40 and 55. Yeah.
56.
Yeah,
Too late.
66 too late, yeah. But
You're on your deathbed.
Middle age has become more and more a broader kind of period of time, hasn't it? Because people don't like accepting when they're middle aged, so they delay it. You know, when they're 30, they still consider that they're about, early 20s. Like right now, I feel like I'm about 24, really, in age, mental age.
Okay. Well, I think it's always better to feel younger than you are.
Sure. So that's probably inevitably, and you can't stop it. It's probably inevitably delaying the onset of my midlife crisis.
Right. Okay. So you might get it at 56. Is that what you mean?
Possibly 56, yeah. What do you think would be, so your dad, when he had his midlife crisis, he bought a sports car, didn't he?
He did. Yes. He bought what I call a hairdresser car.
A hairdresser car. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine a hairdresser driving that car. It's quite a girly sports car, isn't it? Your dad's car.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at. It's a Mercedes SLK, and it's quite an old one. It's just what a hairdresser would usually go for. I think back in the day, we're talking probably 10 to 15 years, maybe 20 years.
Charlie said a really good expression. That's what I was getting at. To get at something it means what you are suggesting, what you are implying. So he said, I consider it a hairdresser's car. And I said, okay, yeah, it is a bit girly. It's the kind of car a girl would drive. And then Charlie said, yeah, that's what I was getting at. So that's what I was suggesting when I said it's a hairdresser's car.
Yeah. But it's funny, when I look at him getting into that car, I don't sort of see a fresh version of him. He kind of looks a bit stupid. He often puts these trilbies on, and he just looks like an old fart, really.
Okay. So it actually has the opposite effect. He looks like an old fart. He doesn't look younger. He just looks like an old fart.
Yeah, it kind of shows that, you've chosen something that is the opposite of you. Even though it's quite an old car now, it still looks a lot younger than him.
Okay, yeah, it's very good. So an old fart. What would you say that is? Like an old miserable man?
Yeah. An old person. Do they have to be miserable? I suppose they do.
It depends. If you say it about yourself, if you were like making a joke about yourself, you'd say, oh, I'm an old fart now. I'm an old fart. And that's fine. But if you're describing someone else as an old fart, I think it would normally be because they are a bit miserable, or there's something that's kind of negative about them.
Yeah.
But we often use it very sarcastically. So you could say it sarcastically about your parents or some old guy that you meet on the street.
Could it suggest boring as well? They're a bit boring. He's an old fart. He doesn't come out anymore.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. If you're maybe like in your 50s or 40s, you could say it now. If your friend doesn't want to come out to the pub anymore, you could say, oh, you're such an old fart. Come out to the pub, have a drink.
Yeah, but it's not meaning that you are a stale, gaseous exchange of human waste.
No. It doesn't mean you are miserable person pooing their pants. Doesn't mean that.
No.
No.
Yeah. So an old fart, but usually you would talk about males. You wouldn't talk about females being an old fart, would you?
No, that's a very good point. Yeah, you couldn't say my grandma is an old fart. Definitely. Yeah,
It
don't
would
say
make
that.
you think that maybe she is actually farting.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with farting. That's an important thing to point out. And farting is gas that comes out of your bottom. Yeah. So Charlie, I want to ask you a question. How do you think you're going to preserve your age as you get older so that you can kind of look as good as you do in this face app photo? Because I think you look pretty good. You don't look that bad.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't mind the future if that was what it really will be. I think I will preserve it by continuing to do something that just doesn't stress me out. I think stress is a big factor. And I've seen a lot of my dad's friends age rapidly because they've chosen a stressful job. And we look at some people in what do you call it when they're in the spotlight? You could say that, yeah, in the spotlight, like they're famous or celebrities, like the presidents or prime ministers. They've aged over their period of time that they've been in charge, haven't they?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm trying to think of, well, who's a president we could look at?
Tony Blair, the prime minister, was he in the 90s or did he cross over
Yeah.
to the 2000s? I think he was
Yeah,
the 90s.
1997 till 2007, apparently. Oh, he was, he was
No.
prime minister. Yeah, I'm just got that from Google.
What, he was prime
97.
minister for that many years? I
Yeah,
thought you could
he
only
had a
be
few
for 4
terms.
years.
I think you can serve 3 terms.
Wow.
So I'm looking at a photo of Tony Blair, and we can post on social media as well. Maybe we'll do one big post about this podcast with all the pictures that are relevant for this. And he doesn't look great. He's very wrinkly. I mean, he has. Oh my god, yeah, he's not aged well at all. Whoa, yeah, he looks bad. He looks really
So
bad.
I don't know if we said this, but to age badly or well is the common phrase, isn't it? Do you think you will age well or age badly? It's very, very usual to talk about it like that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, guys, don't choose a stressful job if you want to age well, because you're probably going to age badly from that. I remember when I worked in a sales job when I finished university. My boss was the sales director of the company, and he was under a lot of stress, day in, day out. So every day in, day out, he had to give presentations. He had to travel all around the country. He worked really long hours, and he looked about 50, and we guessed his age, and then he said he was like 34, and he looked so bad. He was pale. He had wrinkles. He had a sagging skin under his chin. I don't know about his testicles, but I imagine they were sagging too. He looked really bad. He looked so stressed, and he had really pale skin.
Oh dear. So he needed to go on a holiday to get some rays and just to chill out.
Yeah. You need
Do you
to
think? Do you think if you've aged, do you think you can come back to find your youth again visually?
Visually, not really. No. If you get cosmetic surgery, you're going to look like a wax doll in Madame Tussauds. And no, you might recuperate like your mental state, and that's the most important thing. Like recover. But no, I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. What do you think?
No, probably not. So I was thinking of the phrase bounce back. Do you think you could use it here to bounce back?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, he's bounced back physically. Yeah. So to bounce back is when you're in a bad state. Maybe you've had some failure in life, and then you recover and you come back stronger than ever. So we were on YouTube and we had lots of views, and then it all went really badly and everyone stopped watching our videos. So then we made a podcast and we bounced back, for example. It's not talking about
But
us.
that's not talking about us, of course.
No, it's talking about other English teachers.
Yeah. So we've got a ton of vocabulary there for us to review. Do you feel like it's time to get into the review section of this podcast?
I think it's time, Charlie. I think it's absolutely time. And we've got a list of different games or different ways of reviewing vocabulary. Shall we spin the wheel?
Let's spin the wheel. Yeah. So in the podcast, we'll have a wheel spinning right now. And then, Harry, I'd like you to choose. We'll get a normally we'll have a little generator, I think, of number 1 to 10 to come up with a random one. But Harry, I don't think you can remember the list. So why don't you give me a number from 1 to 10 and we'll do the review based on that.
Okay, there's one that I really want to do. So I'll guess what I think it is. 6?
You know it.
Well, I actually don't. What one is that?
Rhymes.
Oh, I don't actually want to do that one, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to do the one where you fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. Okay, that's number 3.
Let's go with that. So
let's pretend it landed on number 3.
Yeah, good. Number 3, fantastic. Ding, the wheel has landed on 3. So we're going to go through all the phrases that came up during the podcast and see how it goes. Sorry. And the way, I don't know what happened there. I had something stuck in my throat. But the way this works is, fill in the blank. I'm going to say a sentence, but I'm going to miss out one word. And so you need to think which word that we've mentioned or that we've explained today has to go in that gap. And Charlie and I should know because we're the teachers. So we're going to go back and forth. I'll do one and then Charlie can do one. Do you fancy going first, Charlie?
I've got my eyes on one. Yeah. Okay. So the first one for me, fill in the blank. And you guys think about what the blank might be as well. Harry will give you a second perhaps to think about that. Tonight, for me, if you can remember, oh no, that wasn't part of the podcast, was it?
Huh? No, yeah. You've got to start at sorry guys. Take the world by storm. Yeah, take the world by storm is where you want to start.
Take the world by storm.
Well, you don't have to do that one because I'll know.
No, otherwise it's obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Mike Tyson in his blank was a fantastic boxer.
In his heyday.
Very good. Very quick. That's quick.
It was good. It was fairly obvious. But that's good. Mike Tyson is getting old. And I've noticed that he has got...
Mike Tyson, he has got crow's feet.
Good. Very good.
Remember, they might not be looking at the phrases like we are, Harry.
That's true. It's true. Do we need... what's your point?
Just maybe take it a bit slower, or like we can think about what it could be with the listener.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, crow's feet. So eye wrinkles.
Yeah. Okay. Harry is booked to bang a blank.
Oh, to bang a bongo.
Very good.
Booked to bang a homemade, handheld drum. Good. Okay. So, these bongos weren't cheap. I really had to blank for them.
So they weren't cheap, so they were expensive, and it sounds like he didn't really want to pay for them. So Harry had to fork out for them. He had to fork out for them. He had to pay a lot unwillingly.
Very good.
Very nice.
Very good.
Very nice. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Stacey's mum has blank.
She blanked you. Oh no. Stacey's mum has got it going on. So she is attractive. That's what that means.
Very good.
Stacey, when she realized she's going to age really badly, she didn't mind. She had a good laugh at herself. So we could say she is a blank.
Okay.
No, we can't call her a blank.
She's a good sport. She's a good sport. She's willing to accept maybe some negative feedback to her and be positive about it.
Perfect. Really good.
Yeah. Okay. If you're about to die and someone says, "Oh, you've got some food in your teeth," you might think blank.
I imagine your mind will be blank at that age. You would think, well, actually, I have got bigger fish to fry. I have bigger problems than that. Blank. And you probably would actually blank the person, wouldn't you? To blank someone is when you ignore them. By the way, guys. Very good.
But we're using the word blank as in a line, suggesting there's nothing there that you need to fill.
Yes. Okay, and when you are old and you're in your deathbed, someone says, "Oh, you have something in your teeth," and you probably ignore them because you are not blank anymore.
Okay. Yes, you ignore them because you are not with it anymore, or you're not with it anymore.
Very good. So you're not, you're kind of, maybe you have dementia. Maybe you're not really conscious anymore. You're not mentally there.
Yes. Good. Okay. So you're best friends with Tony Blair, our previous president or a former president.
Prime Minister.
Sorry, Prime Minister. Goodness me.
You really are American, aren't you? The United States of United Kingdom.
Yeah. So you know him, and after he has come out of office, you ask him to go for a pint, but he says no, and you think, oh God, he is really blank.
He is really an old fart.
Yes.
He is an old fart. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good, really good. Yeah, so he's old, he's boring, and he's not coming out anymore. Nice. So, okay. When you get old, things start, gravity starts working against you. You're sitting down and you realize your boobs are touching your legs and they shouldn't be that low. So you can say, "Oh my God, my boobs are blank."
My boobs are sagging. My boobs are sagging.
Very good. Or the adjective?
My boobs are saggy.
Lovely. Okay, nice.
Okay, very good. So there we go. There's the review of the vocabulary. We hope you enjoyed that. And that brings us towards the end of the podcast, or the episode of the podcast.
It does. And guys, remember to give us a review. You can give us reviews on podcasts. You can put however many stars you think we deserve. And if you want to connect with us, then join us over on Instagram and look at the posts regarding age and tell us what you thought of the podcast itself. It'd be really nice to hear from you and to hear any suggestions you have for future podcasts. But thank you so much for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Charlie. Hope you have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much. All right. See you next time. Bye for now.
Ciao. Patrons, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Charlie, do you want to go over some of the vocab that we had before that we had for patrons exclusively?
Yeah, let's do it. So I was wanting to do one because the patrons know that I'm going to a comedy club tonight. So tonight I will be a blank. Hopefully.
You'll be a blank.
Oh no! Sorry. Tonight will be a blank. Hopefully.
Tonight will be a bundle of laughs.
Very good.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. And you're going to this comedy gig, which will be a bundle of laughs, with Stacey, who is a blank.
She is a right little shit. No. She is a ray of sunshine or a bundle of joy.
Either or. They both work. I meant bundle of joy, but then I thought, well, ray of sunshine works as well.
Yeah, great. So Julia and Bruno have commented. Lovely to see your comments, guys. Thank you for partaking in that, or at least listening to it. We hope you enjoyed it. Julia, it was really great. All vocab new for me. I wrote it down. All of the vocab was new for me. I wrote it down. Good to hear. It's good when you write it down. It goes in. There's another sense involved, I suppose.
Yeah, really important. Mr. Bruno, I hope your presentation went well yesterday, Bruno. We had a nice group chat yesterday, Charlie. Bruno was saying he was quite nervous for a presentation that was happening. Not because he's scared of talking in front of people, but he was scared that not enough people would come to the event. And he was hosting an event.
Oh, no. So yeah. He was a bundle of nerves to begin with.
He was a bundle of nerves. So let us know how it went, Bruno. And he said, on which platform can I find the podcast? So we haven't posted the podcasts yet. We need to edit them. But I'm hoping we can get one out, if not next week, maybe the week after. And it'll be available on any of the most common podcast sites or apps, won't it, Charlie?
Yeah. It will be on iTunes. It will be on Stitcher, Spotify, all of the usual ways that you can access podcasts. But we will definitely be posting about it once it is up. So I'm sure you won't miss out on that once it's out there.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. So keep checking the Patreon page and our Instagram. And Bruno said, yes, we had more than 70 people who visited the lecture. That's really good. So, Charlie, they had to have a certain amount of people there because they were paying the speaker a certain amount of money. And so that they could, the less people they had watching, the less money they were going to make because the speaker would have all the money. So they were really hoping.
I see. So it was a bit of a risk to get the speaker there because they didn't know how many people were going to turn up. That's good though. 70. I imagine that's a good amount of people. I would certainly be a bundle of nerves talking to 70 people.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. But yeah, well done, man. So okay, going back to a bit of vocab from the start. Mm-hmm. I was taken blank when I realized that there was a woman on my street stealing flowers from front gardens.
Lovely imagination. I was taken aback, or if you're a Bedfordian, I was taken back by blah, blah, blah.
Exactly, taken back. But this is true. It's a true story. I was sitting on the wall outside my house, and this woman walked up to me and said, Can I take the flowers from that front garden, or will I get in trouble? And I said,
And was it your garden?
no, it was my neighbour's. So I said, yeah, take them. Go ahead. No, I said, no, I don't think that's okay. She said, I'll get in trouble. Maybe just one? If I just take one? I was like, okay, you take one. She went over and I saw her rip one off, and all the petals just like came off it. And then she just shoved it in her bag and then walked up the street. It was the weirdest thing. And then she tried to make conversation with me. Like, you student? You student? Really weird. Really,
That is
really
odd.
weird.
You get some weird ones on your street, don't you?
We get some absolute nutters.
Some odd folk.
Odd folk, yeah. Strange people. Nutters. Odd folk. Yeah, absolutely. So you got your comedy gig. You got anything else going on this weekend, Charlie?
Yes, we're doing a hike. We're going to Bondi tonight, and then we're going back to Bondi Beach to do a lovely hike between two beaches. It should be a lovely coastal walk.
Oh, sounds lovely. Sounds absolutely lovely. Well, I hope you have a nice one. My nephew, Fred.
Yeah. How is Fred?
He's good. So they were in hospital for a week and a half. And yesterday they had their first full day at home as a little family. So that's really nice for them. So I'm hoping this weekend to go and meet Fred now that he's not in his little bed under lights because of the jaundice. That's all cleared up. So he's looking well. It'll be really nice to properly meet him.
Oh, good. Cleared up, like got better. It's gone. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So sorry, I feel terrible for not knowing this as your best friend. Have you not seen him yet?
I saw him once, but he was feeding, so it was quite I wasn't able to really properly meet him. I was just looking at him sucking on my sister-in-law's breast.
Lovely. Was it saggy?
No, actually, no. Surprisingly perky.
Did you congratulate your brother on the baby and the non-saggy booby?
Oh, they'll be sagging sooner enough. Yeah, but very nice. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us and for supporting us. Remember to share us with your friends. If you have any friends that are learning English, that always helps. Word of mouth is the best way to recommend people. Well, or Facebook. So share us on your social media as well. But thank you very much. And thank you, Charlie.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Bye for now.